everything set up in MemberSpace and connected to Webflow, we have to come over to Zapier to set up the connections for MailChimp and MemberSpace. So the first thing you need to do is create an account in Zapier if you haven't done that. If you have, come to the screen where you are starting a new Zap, and we're going to search for MemberSpace. Okay. Once we have MemberSpace, we're going to need to set up our trigger event. So this is going to be a new paid subscriber joins the membership website. So this is a new membership, and then go ahead and hit continue. Now from here, you'll need to sign in and connect to your MemberSpace account. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, now we're connected to that account. Go ahead and hit continue. We're going to choose our plan. So for us, this is the newsletter. Now remember, if you have multiple plans in here, you'll need to repeat this process for each one. So for me, because I only have one, this is one time, but you'll need to duplicate it for each time. All right, after you've set up the trigger, go ahead and hit continue. Now, before you test this, you will need to have someone signed up already as a member. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and hit pause and set yourself up as a test member in MemberSpace. Once you have some test data in there, go ahead and hit test trigger. Congratulations, it found a test member. So now we're ready to move on to the next step. From here, we need to connect to our MailChimp account. So search, or if it's in your frequency, go ahead and hit that. And now our action in MailChimp is going to be add/update a subscriber. So go ahead and hit continue. Select your account. From there, now you just need to take a few minutes and work through all of the data here. So if you have an existing audience or you're setting up a new one, you're going to want to put all of that information here. So go ahead and hit pause, fill all of this information out according to your plan, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next step. Once you've gone ahead through that step, you will come to the test and review or test and continue screen to be sure that you're adding people who are signing up as newsletter members here in MailChimp. So go ahead and hit test and review. And as you can see, the test was successful. Now this app is all ready to go, so you are going to just turn it on. That is step one in Zapier. Once you have that initial step set up of adding new members into MemberSpace and then into MailChimp, you can duplicate or copy that complete Zap, and we're going to reverse the process. So for when members cancel their membership. So here in our first step, we're going to change this from new membership to canceled membership. And go ahead and hit continue, continue. And now you're going to set up a plan. Again, pick the same plan that you chose before. So for me, that's the Helping Creatives newsletter, and go ahead and hit continue. Now, as we had to have test data before, you would need to also set up test data here. So repeat the same process that you did for the initial steps, setting up canceled memberships. Remember, you need to have one for new subscribers and one for canceled subscribers for each membership plan that you have. Once you have gone through the first step in MemberSpace, which is the canceled membership, you need to complete this process. Remember, that will require you to unsubscribe so that you have some test data to test it. And then in MailChimp, now we're not going to add or update a subscriber, we're going to unsubscribe their email. So if they are unsubscribing and canceling, we're going to be sure that we unsubscribe them. So you're going to want to check unsubscribe. And then go ahead and fill out all of the values that are applicable here, just as you did when you were initially setting them up. Once you're all finished, go ahead and hit test and continue and turn your Zap on. Anytime you have new members subscribing to one of these plans, now everything is all set up so that it will flow to MemberSpace and update your MailChimp so that all you need to do is send out your newsletter. Hopefully you found this helpful and can't wait to see all of the newsletters you create.